Hi, it's Nicole and welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be looking at and I'm going to be showing you the pieces of antique furniture that we have. We basically got these, they were handed down to us from grandparents, great-grandparents, or we have acquired them at yard sales or like repurposed stores, antique stores, that kind of thing. And they're all pieces that we went in, loved, gave them a little bit of love, cared for them, and kind of redid them, tried to bring them back to life. I kept the pieces as original as I could. Some pieces really needed like paint, that kind of thing, to look good, to kind of protect the wood because it was damaged, etc. So let's take a look. This is my oldest piece, and this is a dining room table that was passed down from my great-grandmother to my grandfather to me. And this table was made in the very early 1940s. It is a metal top and it has the original springs on the pull-out leaves. We redid it, as in like we sanded it a little, gave it a fresh coat of paint because it really needed it. It hadn't been painted probably in a good 20 years. My great-grandmother made my grandfather and my great uncles and aunts paint this about every couple years, and they would paint white and black, and I'll show you a picture right here. But the kind of thing I was going for my house was a lot of neutral gray and that kind of thing. So I decided to go with a very kind of bluish gray color for this table, and I thought that it looked very nice. Excuse my toilet paper wall over there. I have to find somewhere to store that because I am a crazy couponer, and I will link that video for you guys if you want to see my coupon stash. But this is my antique table, and it is from the very early 1940s. It has, I don't know if I'll be able to show you guys easily or not, it has the original springs, but there is a stamp, and I can't exactly remember where it is under the table because we were looking for it. That'd be really cool. It shows the company. I can't find it right here now, just looking for it. But it shows the company and everything that made it and the year. I believe it was September of 1942. So if that's what I can remember from when we looked at it. I'll see if I have a picture. If I do, I'll set it right here. And then if I don't still have the picture of that underneath, it obviously won't be there. Okay, over here by my fireplace, I have an antique wooden teacher's chair, and I will take off this stuff for you guys. It is a little worn, obviously. I didn't want to sand it too much. I didn't really want to take away from the character of the chair. The wheels on this are completely wooden. It works really good. It's really sturdy and actually a very comfortable chair. It is also from the 1940s, but the only thing we are not 100% sure is if it is mid-40s or if it's more towards the 50s. And this poor thing it wasn't too rough in the shape when I got it, but it did need a little care, and the wood was definitely so dry it needed taken care of and kind of restored a little bit, needed some oil, that kind of thing. So you have this next to my fireplace, which I still have all kinds of stuff up there. I've got some really pretty like fairy lights that go across and my rock light. But that is my old-fashioned wooden teacher's chair. Okay, so this was a piece I put together, and this is kind of an entryway bench. And I took a door that would have been put on a house in the 50s, I believe is what they told me. It was from a house that was built in 1954, I believe, but I'm not sure. I took it, gave it kind of a fresh coat of paint, and then I just took an old cabinet and I made it sort of a bench, and then the bench is completely hooked to the door, it's not yet hooked to it. Then I'm going to add a few hooks along the way and use this 1950s door as an entryway bench, which I think turned out very nice for the area. And then I have replication of glass doorknobs. I actually had a few, but where my home was built in the 60s, it had actual doorknobs. It didn't have like the 40s type doorknobs, which I had, because I do have some original glass doorknobs that would have been awesome. They just wouldn't work with how my doors are cut out, and I didn't want to replace all of my doors. But I have that on my closet door, and all of my bedroom doors have the imitation glass doorknobs. This is my makeup vanity. It has a really nice square mirror that sits on it. I just haven't had time since I've moved to put that up, but I will be putting a video up where I give a tour of my makeup vanity, but I was just going to include it in this because it was made in the very early 60s, 61 I believe, and it was all original wood. It's all hard wood, like all wood, actual wood. And I kind of had to redo it. It was in really rough shape. It had some very severe water damage and stuff to the tops, really bad rings that just would not come out. And so who had this before, the people that had this before me put just white paint all over it, so I stripped it of the white paint. I gave it more of this black and white feel to it, trying to make it retro looking but still modern. Everything on it is original except for, you know, it's painted now instead of just wood. And then I added this really pretty contact paper, and it will have that along the mirror and everything like that. I spent very little on my furniture. Some of it's antiques that I bought. People just didn't know what they had, or like at yard sales and refurbished stores, and some of it is passed down through my family, and that's how I have it and how I spent very little money on my furniture. I basically had to put the time, the effort, and a little bit of money into restoring it. So this is my makeup vanity, and it is about 5 years older than my house is. My house has all original hardwood floors, and they were put in the old-fashioned way. They have the square nails in them. I will show you, because one of my bathrooms we had to pull up the floor and we had to replace it. Here is my bedroom floors. They were in very rough shape. I will insert some before, during, and middle pictures of us refinishing this floor. It was 10 agonizing days of doing this floor. I hand sanded all of it, 1,200 square feet of sanding actually. And this is the bathroom that we had to pull the hardwood out of. It used to be a closet, and they turned it into a bathroom in the 70s. And this house was built in 64, 65. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I have hardwood floor all along the, oh, and here is my old-fashioned metal bed frame that I have. I know my pillows don't quite go with my bed frame, but here you go. Here's a little glimpse of my bedroom currently. It's a mess. I don't have a whole lot of stuff in here yet. Like I said, we've only been living here for a few days. I've got random carpet laid down while we're moving and going over the hardwood a lot. I wanted it to be less scuffed as possible while we are just going back and forth a lot, and a lot of people are in my house with shoes, that kind of thing. I have a working doorbell from the early 60s. This is original to the house. It was a like tan color, but I painted that, which I think looks a lot nicer, blends a little bit more. I have the blue sink from the, what is it, the 60s, 70s. This bathroom is completely original, so it was put in when the house was put in. And so this sink is from the early 60s, or mid 60s really, because it was like the house was built in 64. And then I have the cast iron blue bathtub as well. And I love my shower curtain. I found this really pretty, like dark gray, and it has blue and white. And I just thought it went good with the tile that I have in here. This is actually kind of a small bathroom, but it ended up being really kind of cute. So here is some more of the hardwood that we were finished. I cannot find the nails that I was talking about that would have been used in like the 40s and the early 50s to put in hardwood. And that's whoever did my hardwood floor did it in that style instead of doing kind of the updated and using nails and stuff from what they would have used in the 60s. I will insert a picture of the nails that we pulled out of the floor, and I really love this floor. It turned out so nice. And then my living room, it is kind of a mess. I have an old-fashioned trunk, which we can't really get to currently. It was just, it's not as old as most of the other stuff, but I redid that piece. Most of the stuff in my living room is brand spanking new, although this was a gift from a lady that I know. She was getting rid of it, and she knew we had lost a lot of our furniture in the really bad flood that hit West Virginia last year, so she gave that to me. This chair's new, so we are not going to talk about this. This little rocking chair is a gift. It was to my daughter. It was my daughter's, and it was mine, and it was hers when she was little. So it's probably from the 60s, if that counts for anything. And then I have this old antique. It was like a street light, and it had it was gas powered, or like it had used gas, and it had little things that come up to light. But I took all of that out. It has like the holes and all of that stuff, and I took all of that out. And I wanted to make it a really pretty, like put some plants in it. I just have like fake ones because I kill plants really easily. So I got some fairy lights to go with it on the mantle, and I have a really beautiful wooden, well, not wooden, it is wooden because the frame's going to be wooden, but I have a really nice wedding photo that's going to hang up there, and it is going to be, the frame is going to be made of old gray barn wood. But yes, we are not sure what this dates back to, but it is an old street light that we got from a refurbished store. They had several of them that we got. This is the one I really liked that I took from my mom. And like I said, it was gas powered, and it was really cool looking.